So I think we're gonna get started here.
Hell yes.
Like I said, I've got my intro, and then we've got the whole thing. So, hello and welcome back to that sucked. Hello and welcome back to the Fresh Finds Podcast, the show about discovering new music with good people. I'm Ryan, and joining me this episode is Dylan from the punk rock band Harper Kill. How are you doing, dude?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Welcome to the show. I'm doing fantastic. It is a kind of dreary now that it's the end of the day, but pretty nice Sunday for a long weekend for me too, which is very nice.
Yeah, same. Big work weekend.
Oh, right on.
Oh, yes.
Before we get started with anything else, do you want to just take a second to kind of like introduce yourself, what you do in the band, and maybe even give like a little bit of history of the band as well?
Yeah. So I'm Dylan. I'm in Harper Kill. We're a punk band. We started as like an acoustic act in 2022. Me and my friend John. I'd been writing a lot of stuff, and we got together, started doing a few shows, and eventually we added Royce and Danny to our band. And after putting out an EP, we've just been grinding away, playing as much as we can. And yeah, I don't know. We just put out this album that I think is fucking awesome, and I hope other people think is awesome. And yeah, in the band I sing, I write all the stuff, and I like any synth stuff I'll do, which is rare. But
okay.
And I demo out everything. And yeah.
So how did it go from the like acoustic thing that you started out as to now much more of a, like kind of classic punk, pop punk type of thing that you guys have going on now?
The want to do a full like punk band was always there. We just didn't have the resources to do it. When we started doing the acoustic act, I was actually living in Illinois at the time. Yeah, and so I was making a pilgrimage every few months to Grand Rapids, Michigan, to just like grind out shows with John, because it was just like a matter of, well, we got to do something, and I'm trying to make a change and move ananyway, so why not do that? And
so I was going to ask about that actually, because I saw like on your Twitter bio you had mentioned that, or like in the Twitter bio somewhere it says something about like Chicago and Grand Rapids as being like the location, and I knew that you were in Grand Rapids now, so I didn't realize that was like that it was a movement that was why, or I thought that it might have been like more spread out or something.
Yeah, no, it was just like that at the beginning. It was a growing thing. I just didn't quite know how to label it. With everybody else in the band lives in the Grand Rapids like area.
Oh, okay,
give or take like 30-40 minute drive. And so that was kind of the impetus of like, well, if I'm going to take this seriously, then I need to move and like not be living in the sticks. And so, yeah, and doing it was awesome, and it made everything 10 times better. And it's been about a year now. It's, I think in a month it'll be a year since I moved up here. So
nice. Yeah, I love the state of Michigan so much. I've lived here my whole life, so I am a little bit biased. But I think that Grand Rapids is a pretty cool spot. What do you think of the scene out there?
It is. I fell in love with it. Like the scene in Grand Rapids is one of the best music scenes I've ever like. Springfield, Illinois was like the only other music scene that I liked, and it sucked. Like I'm sorry, like. But it's just like hardcore bands, and like shout out Dumb Records, Springfield, Illinois. I love them, but like they just didn't have a scene that really gelled with me. Like as you know, I write more melodic, more sing-songy stuff, and when your entire scene is a genre that's kind of antithetical, or at least looks down on what you're doing, it makes it hard to form a community. So I never really formed a emotional attachment to that scene.
I do think that the Grand Rapids area is kind of interesting because, like, in the Michigan scene, I feel like Detroit and Lansing get, like, all the love. And, like, Grand Rapids is kind of pushed off to the side. But it's very much, like, there's a lot of cool shit going on there.
Yeah, I mean, Pyramid Scheme, 20 Monroe, I don't want to say Mulligans because they suck, but also I played a lot of shows there coming up, so so I need to at least say something. But the Pyramid Scheme is hands down the best venue in Grand Rapids. We've played there a few times.
It's so fun.
It's amazing. I've seen so many acts that I love there, and I will continue. I'm going to see Jeff Rosenstock there coming up soon.
Oh shit, that'll be sweet.
It's going to be fantastic, and we'll be playing there sometime in the future.
What's your favorite pinball machine at the Pyramid Scheme?
Simpsons before they took it away.
Hell yeah.
Now I really fuck with the antique South Park one they have there.
Oh, the old South Park ones are really fun. I remember back when they like first came out, they had one at the local ice rink, and we used to play it all the time.
Yeah. I've been getting really into pinball ever since moving up here. I didn't know it was a thing that you could still get into.
Yeah, well, are there other places to do it outside of the Pyramid Scheme? Because I always just think about like, oh, I'm going to a show at the Pyramid Scheme and there's going to be the pinball place while I'm waiting to get in. Like, I'll play a few rounds. But like, is there like a pinball scene, quote unquote, around there?
I would say the scene, quote unquote, is pretty much just in the Pyramid Scheme, but there are a few other places. Specifically, there's another bar that's a little lower class down the. It's owned by the same people as the Pyramid Scheme, and it's like this hole in the wall place called the Meanwhile, and it's awesome. I love it.
That sounds sick.
And they have like 4 rotating ones there. They like rotate them out at the stores, so you can just go there, and it's like a way dingier scene. You just lock in on fucking pinball.
So one of the things I'm curious about with the new album and A Taste of Harper Kill, which is on streaming, it's still listed as your first album, even though like debatably maybe it could be like, you know, an EP or something like that.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm curious about how you would classify that, if that was like a full album in your mind or if it's more of an EP.
We strictly classify it as an EP. The only reason I think it's listed as an album on streaming is because of how DistroKid like lists albums and EPs. I think there's a certain time limit to an EP before it turns into an album, and if it's over that, you can't change it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think I tried to like brute force it and it didn't work. I tried to hack the mainframe and it didn't work, and so it just says album, and it's like if you look up Harper Kill album, it still shows. I'm like, it's a fucking EP, but what are you gonna do? Who cares?
So yeah, that's fair enough. I'm curious though, because you put that out a couple of years ago in 2024, and a lot of the songs are songs that appear on the self-titled album that just came out as well. I'm curious what the production standpoint looks like for that, as far as like if you re-recorded them, if you just like remixed old recordings that you already had, and like maybe what the difference in production was between that and like the new album, now that you guys are all like living in the same area instead of, you know, across Lake Michigan.
Yeah. So the EP was recorded in a way where it was like I recorded all the songs in like demos in their entirety, and then I would give them to John, and John would, you know, put in his input of guitar stuff, or like maybe we should switch around a verse here or there, and then we would send demos back and forth. And once we got that into a space that was fine, and we liked it, then we just took turns giving it to Danny, letting them like do bass on it, try out different shit, and then once Royce had a taste for what he wanted to do, he laid down the drums at River City Studios in Grand Rapids, and I recorded all the vocals in my shitty bedroom in. Back in my hometown, and when we did the album, we were just like, well, my point of view was like, well, I really like these songs, and the EP is literally called A Taste of Harper Kill, and the kind of the joke is like, okay, well, you're literally getting a taste of the fucking platter. And it was like, well, if, you know, God forbid, like, if this is the only thing we're going to put out, you know, I want this. If this was the only thing that we were to put out, then I want these songs to be done justice. And, you know, so when we went to re-record stuff for the album, it was like, okay, the vocals are getting a complete new pass, new bass, new guitar. The only things that were kept were, like, maybe very specific takes of guitar that we really liked and didn't want to change the tone of, and the drums were the same. Anything else that's different, we had the same producer for both of them, Sam Conrad. He did we just had like a different sound. We wanted to get like a little darker than what the EP was. The EP was very bright.
It was a little janglier, kind of.
Which, you know, it was incredibly DIY. Like there was definitely way more time put into the album tracks. So really, the only remnants of the original EP on the album tracks are maybe like some backup vocals, I think, and the drums. And we added like I think we added backup vocals on like Death and Taxes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. And has your writing stayed mostly the same since moving into the same area as the rest of the band, or is it still fairly like?
No, so I'm very excited to be able to keep doing Harper Kill because we're not beholden to we're a punk band. Like we will always have that convergence point of like Green Day, Menzingers, Death Cab for Cutie stuff. But like recently, I've gone through a big like Ween's been one of my favorite bands for a long time.
Okay.
I love Zappa. I've been into They Might Be Giants a lot lately.
Okay, so really kind of getting onto that like weirder side of like alternative music. Yeah. All right.
And you know, a lot of the stuff off the album, that stuff was written 5 years ago. Like a lot of this stuff was
It feels so fresh is the crazy thing.
Thank you. I'm sure it feels more fresh to people who aren't me. Because I like to me
people
it feels
who haven't been listening to it for 4 years already.
Yeah. Like for instance, like Death and Taxes was a song that I put out as like a solo song in 2020. And that was like just me fucking around, but I really liked it, and obviously we kept it around. So much shit fucking changed.
I'd be really interested to see the like original version of it if it even still exists anywhere.
It does exist. It does exist. We have good backups of all this shit, but it's
nice.
I don't think you'll see it until the 25th anniversary.
Yeah, you'll do the Green Day thing that they did with Dookie like a year ago or whatever, and just do like all the like random like alternative versions and shit.
We're getting the coffee. We're getting the $200 vinyl pressing that's for the audiophiles only. So going back to the like the songwriting influence, like evolution and stuff.
Yeah.
Since all that music was written so long ago, I don't want it to feel like the punk rock, like the hard punk, like just Green Day thing is like set in stone. Like there's definitely room for evolution.
Yeah.
There's like we have more soft stuff. Like I love ska. Like there's so much ska that I listen to.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah, like I'm sitting on like I write all the time. I'm writing music all the time, and I love genre hopping, and I'm just very excited to be able to show that in whatever we do next.
You know, that's a great point, actually, because one of my favorite moments on the album comes during Drug Dealer, where you do the whole, like, a cappella thing at the beginning, and then it, like, I think there's maybe an acoustic guitar in there at some point, but it's, like, mostly a cappella. And it's, like, that is such a cool moment on that album, because then it just goes into, like, you know, the more, like, straight ahead, like, punk thing. And it's so fun.
Thank you. Drug Dealer is one of my favorites. It's absolutely a blast to play. I never get tired of playing it.
Honestly, that like part of the album, I think it's from like Operating at a Loss through Daguerreotype. That's like one of my favorite like runs that I've heard all year of like several tracks in a row. Like it's so good.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. We definitely took a lot of consideration into the track listing, the order of it.
I feel like it shows because there is a lot of like really good transitions. The pace stays interesting the entire time you listen to it, which you don't always get either. Yeah, it's just overall a very fun album. I think it's really funny actually because a buddy of mine, we play video games like every week, and we have this little bot in Discord that's actually how I used to record the podcast before I was using this software here. I would just like record the output of Discord, and we would have this bot that like plays music. And the way that it's coded, it like takes Spotify links or like whatever other streaming link, and it just tries to find the YouTube video for it.
Okay.
But I have found that all of your songs, the YouTube video, the highest one is actually a live show that you guys did back in like October, I think it was, that you put out a whole bunch of those songs.
At the Stray
early or something like that. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So you guys were you guys were pulling up the old those recordings while you were gaming.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's funny.
we were listening to it. Well, it is funny because I didn't even realize that that's what it was. I was like, it's just like, yeah, I guess it's a live version because that sure doesn't sound like the studio.
Oh my god,
I was just like so
awesome.
confused at first, and then I watched it and I was like, oh, this is actually like a cool recording though. This is a good like performance.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that was a fun. I think that you're talking about the Stray show.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
How were you guys playing live before? You said that you were just like going back and forth a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So honestly, it was just like we would do whatever we could. Like it was just me and John. We both would have an acoustic guitar, and he would just pluck out leads, and I would do rhythm and sing and do as much frontman shit as I could. We played at Founders Brewing.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, classic. We had a girl there tell us we looked like virgins when we went up on stage. And we would do Mulligans. We played twice. And the second show that we did there was the show that convinced our drummer to join us. So.
Oh, all right, cool. I didn't realize that there was a whole story there behind that. That's interesting.
Yeah, John had approached Royce and was like, I was like, we really want you to be in the band. And Royce was like, well, I'll join your band if you get a bassist. And so he was like, I don't want to be in a band without a bassist. So we got Danny, who is another mutual friend of ours, who is also a huge Green Day head, biggest Green Day dose head I've ever met.
Dose in particular.
Deep fuck time fan. We can't go a single practice without fuck time getting played. And I won't play it.
I was just talking about that actually. That trilogy, like, it's not the best music in the world, but I do appreciate it more when I learned that they were like, yeah, we were just writing a whole lot in the studio and we just wanted to document everything we came up with, and the fact that there wasn't really any like cutting room floor, they just like recorded everything and put it out. I was like, that's actually kind of a cool concept now that I like think about it that way.
It's a great concept. And listen, you're talking to a guy who has spent hours arguing about the trilogy. I have argued. I am the trilogy hater in the band. Everybody else in the band is like, yeah, it's weak, but like they still like it. And I'm like, that fucking vocal filter gets me every single time. If you listen, Billy Joe has this stupid vocal filter. It's like, I think he's running his microphone through a distortion or through an amp or something to that effect. And it buries it in the mix. And I don't know. I hyper focus on that. And I'm the biggest trilogy hater out of all of us.
This is so interesting. Now I want to listen back to it again just because I want to hear that. I want to hear what you're because I never noticed that before.
Well, if you do that, you should compare it to the Otis mix. So in like 2019, 2018 sometime, they knew that this issue existed. They knew the guitars were like weak and thin, and so they did an Otis mix, which was like Billy Joe's personal studio. He did it himself, where he like did new guitars, and he was like, "We're gonna do Otis mixes for all the best songs," and they put out one. And it sounds so much better, and they never followed up on it, probably because of some contract thing from Warner, but who knows?
That is incredible. What was it supposed to be from like across a whole bunch of their albums?
Who knows? I'm sure.
Okay, because I was like, actually, like if they did just a best of thing, I was like, of like those 3 albums, I was like, that could be one good album probably.
The closest we have to that is the demo compilation of that album. There was Demolicious. It was a Record Store Day exclusive.
I have that same opinion of Metallica's Load and Reload from the 90s. I'm like, it's 2 mediocre albums that came out back to back that could have been one pretty good one. Like,
yeah, they could condense that shit 100%.
But So, is there anything else that you specifically want to mention as far as like the new album or anything that you guys have going on, coming up or anything like that?
I guess really I just want to say shout outs Dylan Green Arts. He is the guy who did like all the single art and the album cover.
That's a great shout out because those covers are really cool.
Thank you. It's fantastic. Dylan put up a process, like an Instagram post that showed the process of making them. And it's all
really?
it's hand drawn charcoal, like graphite, something like that. I don't remember. But it's really cool.
I can tell that it was made physically because it has that like texture to it, which is really, really cool.
He was trying to emulate the EP art, which was like the art for the EP was just a screen cap from a gay men's fashion magazine from Japan in 2005.
That's incredible.
So, and I just photoshopped all that shit, and then I just fucked around in Photoshop and made that cover.
Incredible lore drop, actually.
Thank you. But yeah, shout out Dylan. Can't think of anyone else other than Sam Conrad for making it sound how it does. He's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah. Before we move on, actually, I was just thinking about this because, I totally lost my train of thought. We were
happens to all of us.
We were talking about before we started recording about your kind of like choice to like leave social media for a while and like kind of come back and all of that. I am curious as to how that like has affected your approach in marketing like the band and things like that, because it's very interesting like how much social media has changed, and you're like, I took like a year and a half off or something like that.
Yeah. So I took the break from Twitter because, the big thing was like, Elon took over.
Yeah.
And
that's
I
fair.
was like, okay, well, I'm going to try Blue Sky. And then Blue Sky was really annoying. And so I didn't want to, I just didn't want to deal with like their whole UI. I just didn't vibe with it.
And it didn't have like any of the features either. Like
there's no features.
You couldn't even send like a photo in like a DM.
Yeah. And it's like none of my friends like transitioned over.
Yeah.
So it just felt lonely. And so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity, get the fuck off. And this was like, when I did that, I was probably 7 months out from when I wanted to move. And so I was like, all right, I'm just going to get off social media and just work and just grind and just make money so I can get the fuck out of where I was living. And
honestly, I totally get that.
Yeah. And
just lock in for a little while.
Exactly. I just had to put my head down and do that. I forgot what I was saying before that.
See, it happens to the best of us.
Fuck. Man, I really lost.
Leaving Twitter and Blue Sky.
Leaving Twitter, it felt amazing. Like, I was able to like focus on shit that wasn't making me angry all the time. I hate talking about it because it makes me feel like holier than thou.
Yeah.
But it like genuinely made my life better getting off social media. I got really back. I tried to get back into reading. I like got really into reading this Huey Long autobiography.
Okay.
And he's like a politician from the 1920s. I just got really into like, maybe we shouldn't be sharing every horrible thought that we have. Because like everybody else, I had a proclivity for just hyping mean things on Twitter to just feel something because I was in a bad place in my life. And I think that's the biggest problem we have is people not realizing I'm in a bad spot in my life and I shouldn't take it out on people online. Like the catty responses to like, or like,
dude, she gets so petty sometimes. It's funny, but it's also like, I don't know, man, maybe just let it go,
And I'm guilty of it. Like I laugh at this shit and I can't help it. And then I always feel bad. And after taking the break, I have tried to just work in a more like everything's okay, like not in a big sense, but like there's no reason for me to dogpile or like add to a mean culture that is already so bad. Like I would just rather stay in my own lane now and I just want to post about records on Twitter and
honestly, that's my favorite shit. It's so good.
Who gives a fuck about anything else? I think you can get a lot from just not engaging with that shit anymore. I think it really does make
Detoxing a little
yeah,
bit. Yeah,
it really does make a difference.
Well, and I'm curious if that like experience is going to or has started already. I would imagine maybe started to impact the stuff that you're writing now, and like maybe like your perspective within your lyrics or anything like that.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned that, there's it's funny. I wrote this lyric it's more pertinent now that it's become a buzzword. But there's a song that we may or may not pursue where I have a lyric that's I got my ass in line to eat the slop out of the trough. How many splashes in your face until you can't just laugh it off?
That's a good one.
Thank you. And so I thought that was, I'm not directly writing about like social media or against it, but like I think I've just been trying to convey the vibe more of like love. Like love isn't gonna save us, but it will help us in the short term.
Yeah,
like I'm not a big hippie movement guy or like feel like things can just be fixed by like good vibes, but I do think it can help. It can help us in these horrible fucking times that we're going through.
Well, I mean,
just to
you
be
even
nice.
Mentioned specifically that like, oh yeah, I felt like I was able to like kind of lock in a little bit better, got stuff done more and things like that. And I do think that there is something to that of like, there's this big distraction, and so like even if it's not inherently a revolutionary thing or whatever to like rethink your relationship with these things, I do think that all of that does help to build towards something that's a little bit better, where people are a little bit more mindful and like things like that.
Yeah, and it hurt. I mean, not like emotionally, but like it hurt my ability to get Harper Kill, like talk about Harper Kill, like I was posting about it so much and like trying to talk and like get people to listen when the EP was coming out, and I think I was just like, fuck it, if the music's good enough, people will hear it without me spamming on Twitter anyway. But
well, I think it's very interesting, kind of going back to like the older generations of like independent and kind of DIY music. It does kind of feel like sometimes we've lost the ancient texts, so to speak, as far as like promoting things without the internet, because it's like people used to just like mail each other tapes and like just like put posters on the walls and like go out flyering and things like that. And like I've done that, and it's like it takes some time to like do all of these things, and you don't see any immediate reward, because it's like you go out flyering to put up something for like your show or whatever. You don't necessarily know how many people who came out to that show even saw that, so you're like, I don't know, it might be working. I have no idea, because it's all analog. There's no like analytics to it or anything like that.
I know this is a visual medium or an audio medium, but do you want to see this poster that I made that I've been putting up?
Yes, absolutely. This is going to be on Twitch and YouTube too, so this is perfect.
I have it right here. So it's on the wall behind me. You can maybe see it a little bit, but I have copies right here. I really love goofy bullshit, and I love men from the 1920s. And so this is one of the posters.
Fantastic intersection of things.
I'm a big Stooge head. I love the Three Stooges. Let's see. So this is what I've been putting up, and I've lost so many of these. So this is a poster that I put up around.
That looks sick.
Thank you. It says debut full length from Harper Kill, songs about a car crash, buying drugs, being broke, and 11 other sincere songs for cynics. Only 1.5 love songs. Out everywhere you can listen to music, and I put a little QR code on there so that I can tell if somebody scanned it.
So you can get the analytics from it too. Yeah, that's actually smart.
And then down there I got Mo from the Three Stooges and W.C. Fields saying, "I dig it." Well, I don't. There you go.
Fantastic.
That's my sense of humor. I'm sorry.
Now that I'm thinking about it, actually, because we were talking about, writing new music and that kind of thing, I am curious how your process starts, as far as like, are you somebody who starts with the lyrics, or are you somebody who starts with like a riff and then kind of like writes around it?
I am riffless. I am riffless. I can't riff. I am it really changes. So like I try and keep a notebook on me like when I'm just chilling around, because I feel like the biggest thing for me is like I'll be reading or I'll be watching something, and like a word will like just get in my head and stuck, and then it'll metamorphosize into some weird thing. Like it usually starts lyrics first, and then I will fuck around, and eventually I'll find something that I like. Really, it's like I'll pull up a drum loop on Reaper. It's a superior drummer 3.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I love just putting that shit in there, and I'll pretty much just be like, okay, well, I want to do something cool. Let's try 3/4, and then I just fuck around and try and make my lyrics fit. And other times I'll be hit with an insane Biden blast of you know, I need to get this out of me right now. I need to get this emotion out, and I'll be amazed by how fast like cool lyrics will come out. And then other times it's complete dog shit. It's actually mostly dog shit, but you get a lot. You know, I think working as much as you can and doing it as much as you possibly can will get you the best output. Like, don't wait. Don't think like I can't do this until this. Like, just do it with whatever you can. Just fucking do it, and you will make something good eventually.
I've come up with a phrase that I personally really like, which is, before you can make good shit, you just have to make a bunch of shit. And that has been my go-to for like thinking about anything, is like, you just have to make a bunch of shit before you can be making good shit. You know?
Everything I've done before Harper Kill is dog shit. It is horrible. Like, I am sorry if you ever go back and listen to anything I did beforehand. Don't. Like, it's not good, but it is. You need to do that. Like, you need to make a fool of yourself and try things and find out what you aren't good at. Like, you know, like, you need to find out what you can do.
There's a beauty to kind of crashing and burning in a way, because it's like you're finding your artistic voice in the process, but at the same time, it's like it feels so humiliating every step of the way.
But the best thing about it is if you get this out of the way now, you don't have to deal with that later.
That is true.
Get all that shit put out before, like, put out all your dog shit, because the first stuff you write is going to be bad no matter what. But, like, if you put out the bad stuff now and don't worry about, like, the emotion behind it, because eventually you're going to be making something like the Harper Kill album for me that is so much emotion behind it that if it was the first thing I did, it would be horrible, you know?
Well, and I think that's another thing, too, is, like, you know, even if you write a shitty song, I do appreciate the, like, you know, releasing it kind of thing, even if it's just, like, under, like, you know, a solo project or something before you're like, I'm in a real band or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's cool to sometimes go back on that just to get perspective on how far you've grown as well. Because like, for me, I know I will listen to stuff from like the first EP that I put out in 2020 and be like, yeah, I stand by a lot of that, but like, overall, the songs are not the best. You know, it sounds terrible, you know, whatever. But it's like, it gives you perspective of like, but I've kept the elements that I like in everything else that I've done, essentially, and all the stuff that I don't like isn't present in the stuff that I'm making now. So, like, I think that that's just as important as having the perspective of realizing how much you've grown as well.
The most beautiful thing for me about, like, when I listen to a band's discography, or I'm listening to like an early band, it's like you can go from hearing a band that is okay, like, you can watch a band shed their influence over time, you know, to where it becomes, okay, this band is doing a Weezer thing, you know, third album comes along. Where's the Weezer? You know, like, where's the distorted fucking 6/8 jam? And I think that's the most beautiful thing, is when you see an artist like, oh, this is not what I signed up for, but I fucking love it, you know?
Yeah. And there's so many great examples of that, where it's like, oh yeah, album 1, probably even album 2 a little bit, are like, you know, kind of very heavily inspired by a specific thing, and then like, oh yeah, this is so totally different.
Yeah, that's why it's like the last 5 years of my life have been taken over musically by Zappa, Ween, and They Might Be Giants, because you know, I have grown to love artists where I can put on an album and I don't know what I'm going to get, or at least like it's so different that I don't need other artists. Like Zappa's my big one, where his discography spans so many genres and sounds that I can just stay in that ecosystem.
I just noticed the Zappa poster on the wall there behind you too, with the
Beefheart.
the SG there too.
Oh yes,
that's pretty sick.
I didn't do that on purpose, but fuck it. But yeah, I just really enjoy artists that can just do anything and be themselves more than what a genre expects of them.
Wyatt Wells in the chat over here. First off, they said that they love the self-titled album and wanted to know what artists inspired you to make music. And then they said random Green Album slander.
Green Album slander? No. Green Album. Listen, the best album on the Green Album is Crab. Just saying. Anyway, so bands that like made me want to make music. Green Day was a big one.
I feel like that's very evident when you listen to the album.
Green Day, I love Green Day so much that I don't listen to Green Day. Does that make sense?
No, I think it does, actually, because I feel like I'm the same way where I almost never cue like Green Day up, but when I do, I'm like, holy shit, they're the best punk band to ever exist on the face of the earth.
Yeah. It's like I went through so much Green Day where I was like, okay, I'm singing the songs. Now I'm like, I know this song's too much. I'm only going to sing the harmonies. And then I'm like, okay, well now I know what the fuck.
Just really exploring it as deep as you can. Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is there left to do? And I've listened to everything they've put out so much that I feel no surprise when I'm listening to it. And so it doesn't come on the aux for me very often unless I'm just like trying to work and I'm like, okay, Insomniac's on in the background. Let me chill.
To be fair, I have other albums that are like that for me as well, where like Led Zeppelin was a huge band for me when I was growing up. My dad used to play them all the time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, over the 28 years that I've been on this earth now, I've heard them so many times. Yeah. And it's like, unless I'm specifically in the mood for that and that's what I'm in the mood for, I'm probably not going to be putting it on anymore. Like it's It's a very specific vibe, but I know exactly what you're talking about with that.
So Green Day was like kind of what got me into like music, and like it was the first album I bought with my own money at not the Reprise, but like it was just called Reprise Records in Canton, Illinois.
Okay. Was it like a chain?
Nah, just some small dog shit little place.
That sounds like something that would be like a chain record store, but I don't know why.
It's gone now. I would say they got me really into music, and then I kind of just like all throughout early 2010s, like middle school, all that. I kind of just drifted to like whatever music was popular playing. I got really into like Real Big Fish, and that was like my big deep dive after Green Day. It was like Real Big Fish, and
I got really into ska in like middle school for a while too. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then in high school, I found Jeff Rosenstock, and that was Jeff Rosenstock was the guy who made me be like, okay, I think I could do this. Like he made me like romanticize and idealize the touring lifestyle.
Well, and when you think about it, I feel like that's what Bomb the Music Industry was like all about, basically, was just exactly what you just said. And then this was him kind of going, all right, we're going to put, his solo project is kind of like, all right, we're going to put this idea to rest so that I can make a little bit of money, since Bomb the Music Industry was so antithetical to like ever profiting any money at all. But
I heard I Don't Love You Anymore by Bomb the Music Industry. Yeah. That was my intro. And I was gonna this was another big one. Ben Folds. Ben Folds is a big inspo. The first Ben Folds album and the self-titled biography of Something Messenger. I forget the name of that album. Fucking God, I love Ben Folds. I forget who said this. Maybe it was the band themselves, but it's punk rock for sissies. Like the first album is so crazy and weird and dirty, and it has no electric guitar on it. It's awesome. And then Weird Al Yankovic. Weird Al Yankovic was the guy who like I remember listening to Trigger Happy by Weird Al Yankovic all the time as a kid, and
Which one was that?
That was a pastiche on the Beach Boys. That was on the Nevermind album. I forget what that was called. In the Deep End.
It smells like Nirvana or whatever.
Yeah. That song and Albuquerque were both like, I love this man. He helped me see that like you can be goofy without like his like original work his songs that weren't parodies but more pastiches, you could be very funny without being in your face and overt about it. Like, you can be subtly funny without making yourself a comedy guy, which I guess in hindsight failed for him, but
yeah.
I appreciate
I feel like
the
it's
sentiment.
worked out for you and your lyrics, though, because there are definitely some like comedic moments to like a few lines on the album that like the first time I didn't necessarily notice, and then as I listened to it like a few other times, I was like, "That's a good one. I like that."
Thank you. I do take pride in a lot of the lyrics. I think I've only gotten better at it, and I hope whatever we do next has all the good ones on it too.
Hell yeah! I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Is there anything else before we move on to the next part of the episode that you want to mention? Do you have any live shows coming up or anything like that?
Nope, no live shows right now.
Okay.
We're just chilling. We're working on getting a new T-shirt out right now. So
nice.
We're because we played a few runs of shows and just sold out of all of our shit. So we're trying to stock back up before we hit back into the crowds.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I think it's about that time that we switch over to the next part of the episode where we're going to be sharing some new music, some fresh finds, if you will, from underground, independent, up-and-coming, however you kind of want to interpret that, artists. I'm going to go first. We'll go back and forth, which is going to give you the closer. So my first choice is by a band called Enswell from Wisconsin is where they're from. And this is their new song, Frame Your Face, which came out earlier this month on June 5th. And it is their first new music since their last EP, which was their debut, Keepsake, came out in 2024. So this is brand new stuff. They sent it over to me. I'm stoked to show it off.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Dude, right?
That was cool.
They are so much fun. A lot of the same guys as the band Excuse Me, Who Are You?
Really?
Yeah, a lot.
Oh.
I know that Kyle, who does the vocals in Emway, I believe also plays guitar in Enswell. and Louis, who has been in a million different bands, most recently or most famously, I suppose, joining Stars Hollow like a year ago or something like that, is also in that band as well.
Fuck yeah, that's cool. Shout out to Emway.
There's something in the water over there, man. I swear, because they're doing like the most crazy, insane shit that can technically still be classified as like Midwest emo. Because it's like that shit is so heavy. Like I don't even know how to explain. And it has a very like throwback kind of quality too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're post Wemo, man.
Yeah, for sure. Like it brings me back to like kind of the like radio rock type stuff of like the mid 2000s in a way, with some of the like vocal deliveries and stuff, and I don't know exactly how to describe it or who specifically it reminds me of.
I get that.
It's very strange, but all of their stuff is so incredibly fun. What do we have up next?
My go? Okay.
Yeah.
My first one, this is West Coast by Cheap Emotion. Cheap Emotion is a band that we love. I'm very good personal friends with all the members of them, of Cheap Emotion.
Are they from Grand Rapids?
Yes, they are Grand Rapids
cool.
locals. And Dove, the lead singer-songwriter of Cheap Emotion, was one of the first people that I met, like, moving up here. So shout out to Dove. As this band is awesome. It means a lot to me. Some of the first shows, some of the best shows I've seen in Grand Rapids. They opened for Foxing at the Pyramid Scheme a few months ago.
Okay.
It was an awesome show. If you ever get the chance, you got to see them. And this song is off their, I think it's an EP, maybe it's an album, ROM Plan. It's awesome. It's just some very vibey Midwest emo.
Hell yeah.
This shit made me cry.
Underneath the yellow lights,
I like that a lot.
Yeah, fuck yeah! Shout out Cheap Emotion. We played their EP release show. They played our album release show for us.
Oh, sweet.
Love them.
So you guys are kind of friend bands where you'll often like put together shows together and stuff like that.
Definitely, yeah.
I always love seeing that in a scene where there's like very clearly like, oh yeah, these two bands are friends because they're just like always playing on bills together and stuff like that. I think that's so cool.
It was awesome. Without Dove from Cheap Emotion, I wouldn't have had any in to like meeting any of the like scene people in Grand Rapids. It was awesome. I
feel like everybody kind of has like their key person that like kind of like helps them get into the scene.
It was awesome. Yeah, shout out Cheap Emotion. Can't talk about how good they are. They have a new EP out. Forget the name of it, but it has a goose on it. It's really cool.
Let's see. What is it called? I can pull it up, I'm sure.
I have a CD.
Oh, it's self-titled. It's Cheap Emotion, the EP.
Cheap Emotion EP. Run that shit, folks. It's good.
Hell yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking that out later. One of the things that I thought was really cool about it is that they have like the very Midwest emo-y kind of like tapping parts, but the rest of the song feels really bluesy to me in a way that I really like. I think it's something about like the chord choices and like a little bit of the structure, but it's got like a very like bluesy kind of like rootsiness to it, which I think is really cool.
I've seen that song played live so many times, and watching that riff be played amazes me every single time.
The tone on it is just incredible.
It's awesome.
So good. What kind of guitar do they play?
Oh, I don't know.
Typically.
I don't know. I honestly haven't. I've never paid attention to that. I'm really not like a gearhead. Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you. I'm sorry.
From the guy, he said he has no riffs.
I don't. I play guitar out of necessity. Necessity to get my vocals across. So in writing.
See, I feel like I'm the exact opposite way, where I write vocals because I come up with a bunch of riffs and want to write songs, and so I'm like, well, I guess I have to write words because I'm not a good enough guitarist to be like, yeah, I'll write like Polyphia shit or something like that, where it's like you can get away with just doing instrumental rock guitar stuff. I'm like, I can't do that, so I have to write some sort of lyrics, even if they're kind of shitty.
Yeah, that's why me and John go so well together. Is he's the exact opposite of me. It's like he doesn't write lyrics, but he's always he can do riffs. He can do that shit. He's got it.
I feel like the best songwriting duos are often like that, though, where it's like one person who's just like really locked in on like the vocals and one person who can do like really cool stuff musically.
I do feel very, very lucky that we all play a very important part in the band, where it's like, you know, I write everything. I do all the lyrics. I push for certain songs, or you know, I try and get things started. But I can't do. I'm clueless when it comes to gear, other than what I've used all the time. And I'm a very, you know, I'm an okay guitar player. Like I can play power chords. I can do chords. I can't solo. That's my big thing. I can't solo.
Yeah.
But John is a fantastic guitar player, and he knows how to like change a song structure to make it more interesting. And so he really helps me out in that aspect. And then Danny has so many pedals. It's awesome. It is amazing. Danny is the biggest gearhead I've ever met. Like,
hell yeah.
Like the bassist being the gearhead is amazing. It is so underrated. And then
I can imagine that definitely changes up like kind of the vibe of it a little bit. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, it's like I'm constantly looking to Danny for like a guru sage advice.
Okay,
I'm like, so which one do I turn on? Which one do I flip on here? Which one makes it do what I want it to do? And then and then Royce, best drummer I've ever interacted with, and also has a basement, so we can practice there.
Oh shit!
So it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And so we all add something outside of our musical abilities. We all fill a role that otherwise would make it very hard to get things done for another band that doesn't have,
Okay. I've said
aspects.
that exact same thing, though, before, of like the different roles outside of the musical side of things, too. Because I feel like there's so many bands that kind of like burn themselves out a little bit because you have usually the front person, whoever that is, is the person who's going to be like posting on social media all the time. They're often the face of things, so they're also doing the booking, and everybody else is like kind of just, I don't know, I play in the band, and then they're like, you know, doing every single thing. And I think that having somebody who can, you know, help to book shows or help to run the social media or design things or, you know, whatever, I think that that is a big difference between bands that make really good music and bands that make really good music and actually go somewhere with it.
Yeah, I would not be able. We wouldn't be able to play half our. Yeah, exactly. Royce is really good about like emailing and like keeping in touch with promoters and like talking to people who can actually book us shit. And I'm horrible at it. So another role filled. Me and Royce are definitely like super sociable and like we are more so like the frontward facing, like, you know, hi, we're Harper Kill guys. But I'm more of like handshaking in real life, like, hey, we'll play a show. Royce is way better at like, hey, we're Harper Kill, can we play a show, blah 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 blah, you know, getting the professional shit done. We would not be able to be anywhere without Royce.
That's something that I want to do actually so much. Like if I ever get to the point where I can expand the podcast a little bit more and bring in some more people kind of in onto the team a little bit, is like I would love to have somebody who can kind of do the like outreach side of things, because I love listening to the new music that people send me, but I am so terrible about sending like an email back to somebody or anything like that. Like I did too much of it at work, and now I'm just too burnt out and can never do it like on my own for anything else. You know?
I think the worst for me, my biggest nightmare is being at work while the Instagram group chat for the show that I'm about to play is popping off with people asking questions.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? And it's like, can we change the set around, you know, poster stuff? I'm like, I'm at work. I don't know what the fuck. Somebody else needs to do this shit.
Now I'm
please.
just freaking out.
Now I'm trying to make a sandwich while like my phone is buzzing. Like, I can't answer you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I get that for sure.
We're gonna hire an old lady as a secretary to get our shit done. That'll be awesome.
Do the Detroiters thing.
Yes. Oh my god, that would be fantastic.
Hell yeah. So my next song is actually another one that got directly submitted to me. I keep forgetting to do this, but if you are listening to the show, happen to make music, and want to send it my way, freshfindspod@gmail.com is the place to do that, or you can just like send me an Instagram DM or whatever, but I don't check those quite as often anymore. But this is a band from Baltimore called Statements, and they put out their debut EP like 4 years ago in 2022, which feels like forever ago now.
Yeah, it does.
But they put out a couple of singles after that, and this next one is called Fixture, and it is the first single off of an upcoming self-titled EP that is going to be coming out sometime this year, but they haven't locked in a release date yet. So this is Fixture by Statements.
Cool band name.
You're losing time, I'm just losing my balance. And there are things I thought I'd say to you before I fall asleep. Has it been easier without looking over your shoulder? Is it better with the company you keep? And the breeze is still creeping in from the draft in your window, the seal I swore I'd fix. And it's bitter, but I'm used to it. And if this isn't progress, I'd call it persistence, but I wouldn't call it my best. I'm dragging it out, keep holding it over my head until I come around, a fixture and failure, I guess. I'm dragging it out, keep holding it over my head until I come around, still undoing every thread. And I hope in the meantime to save it as constant reminder stuck in my chest. I know there's a good side to every shade, so I'm still wishing for the best.
Hell yeah.
sick.
Great little movement to the halftime feel at the last chorus. I'm a sucker for that every single time.
You said that was Statements, was that band?
Statements, yeah. It's spelled all caps STMNTS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're from Baltimore, and man, when that first EP came out, I used to listen to that nonstop all the time. And so I'm so stoked to see them coming out with new stuff again and having like a really nice natural kind of progression to their sound from that album onto this one.
Hell yeah. Fantastic.
Like, it's such a cool... I'm also just like, this kind of style of like pop punk is really cool to me because it feels like it pulls on so many different things where it kind of like has a riffiness during the verses that kind of is like reminiscent of Midwest emo a little bit in like the licks, but like everything else feels very indebted to like post-hardcore and like easycore from like 15 years ago. And I love it so much.
It definitely sends me way back.
Yeah, it's like it's a modern throwback sound, I feel like, and I think it's so cool. And
I like the production on it, or from if the bot gave me the full experience. It sounds great.
Yeah, well, and the thing that I think is really cool production wise too, production and songwriting kind of in one thing, is that like a lot of people will write a song and then kind of produce around it or whatever. And I feel like these guys know that their sound is like this hyper compressed, super punchy sort of thing. And so the way that they write their riffs and the way that they go back and forth between different things, they keep up the energy with like the style of riffs that they're playing as opposed to kind of going like between like loud and soft. It feels like it's like fast and then like a little bit slower, and like that's kind of like the dynamics that they're playing with a little bit.
Yeah, there was a really nice like push and pull.
Yeah, but it's like it also never felt like it was running out of energy, which is like so cool.
There wasn't a moment where I was like, get this over with.
Just a killer guitar solo too. Fucking shredding like crazy.
Yeah.
And so much in the last decade, I feel like the dedicated guitar solo has gone by the wayside a little bit. And when you have somebody who can just like, this is a guitar solo that sounds like it's in a spotlight, if that makes sense.
100%, yes. It's like the smoke is like coming out from underneath the shoes. Fucking yes.
It's the bit from like School of Rock where he's like introducing the song for the first time. Fog and then a single spotlight.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I'm picturing when I hear this. Just like, hell yeah, man.
Yeah. Just fucking drinking a $16 beer.
Yeah. Not super stoked about the price point, but I am stoked about everything else about that
But I need
equation.
to feel this way while watching this now.
Precisely, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right, so what's your next song?
This next one is another Grand Rapids local. This is Bed Early by Perrin.
Okay.
Fantastic. Perrin is a Grand Rapids local mainstay. He is really good at making just pop rock songs.
It's like a solo project?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
He's in some other bands called Magical Powers, and he's in so many bands. I forget all of them. I know Magical
One of those
Powers.
guys, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this song was one that I saw him perform live again back when I first moved up to, or when I was about to move up to Grand Rapids, when I was up here for a show. I saw this played. And I don't think the drummer who was on this song is with them anymore, but there's a fantastic like little drum and like guitar thing in this song. I love it. Great singer, awesome songwriter. I love this song.
Oh, and it's a short little one too. All right.
Oh yes.
Let's go.
I went to bed early and woke up to you calling me, asking if I was ready. I know I should have gotten up earlier. I know I should have eaten some breakfast, but you're usual. Of course
Pretty cool.
Yeah, man, that is, yeah, it's the type of shit that like real like music theory nerds write when they try to write pop songs.
Yeah, it's
and I
so,
love it.
It's so simple. It's like it's so simple, but it still evokes an emotion from me, and that's the best. That's the best thing.
When I've been getting very into like power pop type stuff over the last few years, it was just something that like I never really appreciated as much as I should have. You know, when I was kind of like growing up and things like that, I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool. But I've gotten to the point where I really appreciate just like some good guitar forward pop music like that is incredible.
I value a song that like the simpler a song with the more you can get like simple to like emotion felt, like if you can get the simpleness down all the way and the emotion felt all the way up, that's all I like. That does that for me. And that song, the middle part just adds like some tension, and the vocal performance really just speaks to me in a way that makes me feel like it's just like it sounds desperate and like sad, and it makes me feel desperate and sad, and I love it. I think it's awesome.
And like as soon as it happened, I knew exactly what the like bass and guitar thing that you were talking about was. I was like, oh yeah, that is so cool. Like, it's this weird, like, I don't even know how to describe if it's like a different meter or something, or if it's literally just like, yeah, we're just playing it by feel. Like, you know, sometimes you'll see like at the end of a song, it'll be like the drummers like kind of fucking around, and they'll be like, we're stopping the song, but we're gonna do one more hit, and you know, everybody's keeping to try to like match the hits. Basically, it kind of felt like that a little bit, where it's like, all right, everybody just try and stay as close as you can, but we're gonna do some weird shit for a second.
Yeah, when I saw them, they did like they did that part as written, but they did a few like, oh, can you catch me? Oh.
Okay, so I was right on point with that. Yeah, that's incredible. Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, shout out Perrin.
Very good stuff. So my next song is by a local Detroit band that I don't even think that they've been together for like a year. I think that as far as I remember, the band is called The Mansion, and I saw them playing on a show with my friends in the Aromas back in February, and that was when I first heard about them. I think it was like their 4th or 5th show I think that they had ever played, and they didn't have any music out at the time. So it was like I just went to go see my friends, and then I saw this other band playing, and I was like, this is so cool, because it's like this kind of like indie pop kind of sound, which was actually, this was a great transition into this next song too. So it's been working out swimmingly so far. The one guitarist I think goes to U of M and is like studying like jazz guitar or something like that. So he's got some cool like jazz licks, and they do some kind of like jam bandy stuff live, which is really interesting. But this is the first single that they have released. It came out how long ago now? Came out at the beginning of June 2nd. This song is called 444.
On the sliding door, rhythms that can't be ignored. She's been holding on to faces, burn into the refrigerator, magnets that don't hold no more. Been holding on to, down and out of luck again. Mishka holds her angel, shooting blank. two left hands, hanging pots and frying pans, over holes carved in the dry wall. Down and out of luck again, Mishka holds her angel, shooting glances down the hall. Sentenced 20 years and she's got 30 left to go. Down and out of luck again, Mishka does for thumbprints on the phone, he always calls. You got sentenced 20 years and he's got 30 left to go. Angel numbers keep repeating, almost watch when lovers cry. Tell me all the things you want, I'll let you save my alibi. Your soft and soul ain't worth redeeming, almost laugh when fools comply. Tell me all the things you want, I'll let you save my alibi. Lock your doors and still wait, they're coming after you too.
That was cool as fuck.
Right?
Wow.
Those guys are so much fun to listen to.
That do you know the band Mother Mother?
I feel like I've heard the name before, but like I couldn't name a song or anything.
The like vibe of that, like the southern, there's like a twang to that.
Okay,
Like,
sure.
And Mother Mother has a few songs that are like, there's one song called Hayloft. I wouldn't compare them musically, but like the vocal performance was comparable. It was fantastic.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That was awesome. What was the name of that band?
The Mansion.
The Mansion. Is it just
Yeah.
spelled like regular, like The Mansion?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think on social media it has like 3 N's or something in like
Oh.
their Instagram bio or something like that. But
that song's out?
yeah, that song just came out at the beginning of this month. And the other thing, actually, while I'm talking about their social media presence is so good in like a very strange way where it feels very detached and like, I don't know if postmodern or post-digital would be like a thing that makes sense, but it's like they never use first person pronouns of like I or we or anything like that. It's just the Mansion is playing a show at this time or whatever.
I love that.
And like all of their art and stuff when they make promos and things like that is like shit that they made in like Microsoft Paint, where it's like very clearly like you know, mouse strokes with like the way that it was like drawn and then just like very plain like sans serif text. But it's like they've been doing this shit for the entire like length of the account, and it's like it feels so brilliant because it stands alone so differently than any other band that I've seen on social media right now. It's so cool.
Fucking respect. I'm gonna follow them.
They are so much fun. And they also kind of did the thing of like oh yeah, let's try and match hits where we're just gonna like kind of play at a seemingly random pace for a little while.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, those guys, so much fun, such a cool sound. And I think they're even cooler live, personally, because like they really kind of play into like those jammy sections and like extend them out a little bit. And like,
fuck yeah.
it's so cool. I can't recommend seeing them enough if they ever come through. I know that they came out to Chicago recently, so they are expanding their radius beyond just kind of like the Detroit, Ann Arbor area.
Cool.
So
I would love to see them.
I wouldn't be surprised if they came out to Grand Rapids sometime this year.
If they're in the area, there's nothing stopping them from playing Steam or Mulligans or something like that.
Highly recommend checking them out live.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing what everything else that they release is going to be, because they made it sound like they were working towards an EP or an album or something when I was talking to them.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Next
so
one.
Moving on to your next tune.
Hell yes. This next one is a song called Sticky Fingers by The George.
The George.
The George. So
interesting band name.
Yeah. So, well, here, funny story. So, I'm also friends with the members of this band, but they are not Grand Rapids.
Okay.
I met these guys 10 probably 10 years ago through like just music Twitter. And
Okay,
we
sure.
have, yeah, and we've just stayed friends. We've visited each other. We've just been the best of friends for years and years.
And where are they based out of?
Tampa, Florida.
Oh, all right. So
And,
quite a ways away then.
Yes. They are like a psych rock pop band.
Oh,
but
that's so sick. Okay.
it is awesome. And Seb, the lead singer of The George, him and Jackson, another member, they used to be just a duo called the George Costanzas.
Okay.
And then when they went full band, they dropped the Costanzas and just went the George.
The George.
And Seb is an amazing songwriter, which you'll hear. Very influenced by Zappa and the Beatles. They just have a very unique sound, especially for their scene. I think you guys will fuck with it. This song is them at their bluesiest and their hardest.
Okay.
And it's a trip. I love it.
I'm very into that.
Alright. Sticky fingers clutching on to anything that don't belong to me. Wailing widows can't convince me that there's something wrong with me. Yeah. Sticky fingers touching hands. Arizona desert man. Oh yeah. Taking pictures, 100 grand. I lost my fortune in the sand. Come on now. I will bide my time, wait for drums coming in on the beat. I will lay my head down while you kick me in the pavement in the street. Yeah! Sticky fingers touching hands. Arizona desert man. Alright, come on. Taking pictures, 100 grand. I lost my fortune in the sand.
Classic fade out too.
You don't really see any fade outs these days.
You don't, and I love the guitar solo fade out so much.
So fucking good. I'm usually a fade out hater, but that
Oh, yeah?
fade out I love.
I see. it feels like it perfectly serves the vibe of what this song is and what it's trying to like replicate in a great way. My first thought before it got into like the more psychedelic stuff was like, this sounds like if the Rolling Stones and Leonard Skinner had a baby, which is such a weird combination, but it's so cool.
I wonder if they'd agree with that assessment.
Because it's like at first I was kind of getting like this sort of like a little bit poppy, bluesy sort of thing, kind of like what the Rolling Stones did, but it just felt like it was from Alabama, if that makes any sense. And then there was a second where I kind of got like in the bridge section a little bit of a ZZ Top vibe too, and I love all of those bands so much as far as kind of throwback 60s 70s type stuff. It's so cool.
I cannot recommend enough. The George put out an album 2 years, maybe it was I forget, 2 years ago. It was my album of the year. I still listen to it all the time. It's called Yo-Yo Club.
Okay, it's the same album that this song is on.
Yes.
Okay.
It's called Yo-Yo Club. It is fantastic. Seriously, it is. I am jealous that they put out an album that good. I wish I could put out something as good as the Yo-Yo Club by the George.
The thing that I find really interesting too, this is something that like a lot of the time the DIY stuff that I find, people in my family don't necessarily always like get. I feel like this is something I could show my dad and he'd just instantly be like, "Oh yeah, this is sick."
Yeah, because they're fucking geniuses.
Yeah, they're so good.
They're fantastic. Seriously, they're all great. They need more love.
So you said that these guys are from Tampa, is that right?
Yeah, Tampa, Florida.
And how long have they been together? You said that you kind of met up with them like on social media.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
We've been friends since 2015, end of 2015.
Oh, so a while.
Long time. Like, they're still, like, the guys in that band are still a part of, like, my weekly, like, when I play video games, where I'm playing them with them.
Hell yeah.
Like, that type shit. But yeah, they're in Tampa and they're not like, they don't play the social media game crazy, so they don't get a lot of love. And especially not from outside of Florida, which I think that they need to be heard more. Like, they're straight up one of my favorite bands ever.
And that sucks because like they should be such a big name in like kind of the underground music scene. Just based off of that, I'm like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
But it's like, it does kind of suck that like expanding beyond like your state really kind of does require like a bit more dedicated focus on like the social media stuff and like all that. But
it's the worst.
it's the way that it goes. But man, the George, not what I was expecting at all, and in the best possible way, I think.
The whole album is a lot of very good psychedelic pop. Folk. It's a genre spanning album. It's awesome.
It's so cool. I literally after we're done recording, I'm just gonna put on this whole album.
Dude, fuck yes. Hell yes. Yeah. We need more people repping these guys.
So my next song is by a band from Nashville called Topiary Creatures.
Okay, I've heard of them.
Yeah,
I've never listened, but I've heard of them.
I was going to say, yeah, they've gotten some pretty decent buzz around their last couple of releases. Their last one came out, I think, like 2 years ago. Title is Being Dumb and won't let me see their other releases, but it was the Paranormal Tech Support Hotline or something like that was the name of the album, the last one. And this next one, or the most recent one, is Greenhouse Obilette. Somebody there, I forget the name of the Bryson, who's their main songwriter, I think, has a much better vocabulary than me, clearly. But they're such a cool band because they are the type of band that makes songs that they span a bunch of different styles. Like, they have some stuff that's, like, almost hardcore on here, and then they have stuff that's, like, just, like, the prettiest thing you've ever heard at the same time. And they're all, like, big music nerds and shit like that, too, so they always have, like, the most interesting chord choices and things. And I think they've also mentioned that when they write their lyrics, it's typically written like a poem, basically, with no like intended melody necessarily going into it. They just kind of write a poem, and then they're like, we're gonna figure out a song to go around it. And so like you'll notice the vocals are very poetic in a way where it's like they don't do a whole lot of like rhyming and stuff like that, but they're just so evocative, I think, is the best way to talk about it. So this is the song "Another Round for P. Quinn." It was an album cut, but I thought that it was so cool. So this is Topiary Creatures.
Yes.
Our toothpaste ad through a stained glass window, in a Diet Coke can shoved into the castle wall. Some Dublin douchebag is the pub she loves to hear. Cover of no Stop colonizing, I'll leave here too, if that helps. The wind's got a song and I just wanna hear. Stop colonizing, I'll pack my shit too, if that helps. Pat Quinn's got a song and the world needs to hear.
Use my lips, don't be pouting at me with your lips, or Angelina Jolie.
There are songs hiding in the lichen, in the hesitations of 80-year-old men, in the smell of seafood in old coastal buildings, in the sleepless eyes of someone you've known since they were a child. And suddenly I am uprooted, irrigated to the dark violet chasm where reality screeches hymns at guttural octaves in a language you can feel but cannot understand. Dwarfed, punished, fed, shriveled into a prayerful witness. I am no treasure hunt. I am no melody. I am sorry.
And I feel so bad having to cut it off there, but they're very much an album band, and so all of their songs just kind of like transition into each other.
Yeah.
So
That was all. I saved that. Like in
Yeah.
the middle of that song, I looked that up and saved it. That was fantastic. That was like
they're the coolest motherfuckers in DIY music. I swear to God.
It was so cool. Like there's some Eno in there.
Yeah.
Some fucking Music Concrete. Fucking we love that. We love that, don't we, folks?
It's so cool. And they are very sound designy in a lot of their stuff. And like it kills me having to choose just one song because it's like I really just want to be like, oh yeah, just listen to the whole album. Because it's made to be experienced that way. You can tell by how short a lot of some of the songs are because they just like transition into another song or whatever. And there's a few that kind of have different like almost acts to them if you think about it, where it's like one song but it feels like two, and then sometimes kind of
I've got this Zappa record, Lumpy Gravy, which is just two sides, both one song, but it's like just a bunch of compilation of Music Concrete 30-second songs, shit like that. I'm a sucker for it.
It's so cool. And also a very interesting shout, all of the woodwind arrangements were done by an artist, let's see, what was their name? Maisie Denio, I think it is. Maisie Denio, who is also in a band called Vining. I don't know much about them, but I wanted to look that up like before I featured it so that I could kind of give that shout out too. I think that's probably a band that I'm going to look into relatively soon because those arrangements were incredible.
Yeah, amazing. I just assumed they were sampled.
No, I think that is somebody who plays a bunch of woodwinds and wrote that entire arrangement and recorded it all. And I think that was all like actual real shit.
That's really cool.
Also really cool in like the world of DIY where so many people are like, oh yeah, I play guitar, drums, bass, and we don't necessarily have like the people who do like those types of things. And so if you're going to, it either ends up being like you outsource to a random person on Fiverr or you just use like whatever samples you can find or whatever.
If it was up to me, we'd have a fucking saxophone player and 2 trombonists.
That'd be so. I'm so sad I don't have my saxophone anymore. I played alto sax in middle school, and then in high school I moved to the bari sax, which I actually liked even more. It was kind of a funny thing where nobody else in the school wanted to play the bari sax, and so I came in as a freshman, and they said, "Well, screw you. The freshman is going to have to do the thing that nobody else wants to do." And I thought it was kind of cool, and so I stuck with it all 4 years. But obviously I never owned a bari sax because those are several $1,000s, whereas I think my little Yamaha alto sax that I had was probably like $150 or something.
Yeah. Dude, Jeff Rosenstock made me think sax was the coolest thing in the world.
Dude, for real.
Like I feel so lucky to have been able to see Jeff play sax live.
I didn't wait, does he play the sax?
Yes, on some things.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that he was a sax player.
Oh
because I knew that they, especially in like Bomb the Music Industry era, very much had like some ska tendencies, and then there was like what was it, Ska Dream that came out in like 2020. Yeah. But I didn't realize that. I figured that was other band members. That's really cool to find out.
I think they traded off to somebody else in the band for some songs, but I know for me he played it during the Nausea solo.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look that up later to remind myself what that one was. But yeah, what do we have up next?
Yes. I just realized, by the way, that this song is like 5 minutes long. So if you want to cut it like halfway through, that's fine with me.
Yeah, we can play all 5 minutes.
Cool.
I almost chose a song that was 9 minutes, and I was like, I don't know, that might be a little too long, but I think 5 is chill.
Cool. This is Mingus is from Watts by the Marijuana Brass.
I didn't realize that the Marijuana Brass had anything recorded that wasn't just like a YouTube live set.
I think this is a YouTube live set.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's a demo. But it says demo in the Spotify thing, so I don't know how it was recorded. But this is my favorite thing that they have out, and I don't know what their status is. But I love this song, and I might be. It really reminds me of like first album, like the demo tape for Real Big Fish before they got signed. It's awesome. It's a vibe, very dark and croony. I love it. I love this shit. fuck yes. I don't know what the status of Marijuana Brass is. Last I heard, they had a record deal, but with some DIY label. But I own two
I
Marijuana.
thought that I had heard about that before too, but I didn't know.
Yeah, I heard about it, and then they sold T-shirts, and I got two of them. I love them, and I want them back. I love the Marijuana Brass. Bring that shit back.
They are such a great band. I mean, they're basically just like, they are essentially tricking people into liking jazz music because they're just making jazz but calling it ska essentially. Because like it has the ska bit to it, but it's like the main form is that's just a jazz tune. And it's great.
I've grown to love just chaotic horns in music. Like I love it. It's my favorite thing. So it just itches a spot for me, and they do it so well. And their social media presence before they disappeared was awesome.
Yeah, well, see, and that's the thing. Like, I had never even listened to the Marijuana Brass ever, but I was like, I knew who they were, and I knew that they were all a bunch of chillers, you know? It is. I think that the status, as far as I understand, is that I don't know about any new records or anything like that, but I think kind of the main sort of thing with them is I think that a lot of them are also often hired guns who will go out and tour with other people, specifically other like ska bands and stuff like that, because often bands will have one full-time member who does all the horns on the record, and then you're just sharing a bunch of members. Like if you go to a ska show, there's going to be like one dude who plays a trombone who's going to be like in every single set, basically.
Yeah.
So I think that that's kind of their deal, is they're doing the Marijuana Brass in between everybody's stints touring with other acts and things like that. I think that that's kind of the deal with that, but I'm not entirely sure.
If they re-record this, like, I love the dingy sound of that. Like,
oh yeah,
have you heard the Real Big Fish demo tape?
I have not. No.
It's what is it called? I think it's called.
Is it on streaming, or is it something that you'd have to? I feel like
streaming.
Back in the day, it would be the type of thing that you would just like stumble onto on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, it's the album cover is of like a kid getting its bit lipped by a dog, and the sound is so dingy, like it's missing horn parts of songs that are on turning the radio off, and it like you can tell that the horns were recorded in untreated rooms away from a microphone, or like all in one take instead of separate.
That's kind of sick though.
It's awesome. I prefer a few of those songs better than the turn the radio off version.
I think that there's just something to the live energy of like that just like can't necessarily be matched in the studio, and I think it's a perfect storm of so many different things, of like the fact that you know that it's going to be the one time that you play the song that night, the fact that you have the crowd giving you like extra energy and stuff like that. But it's so interesting that there are some bands who excel so well live but then can't really play as well on the record, or other bands who like sound fantastic on the record but can't, really do the live thing. I'm curious what you prefer. If there were a band that is incredible live and terrible on a recording, or incredible in the studio and just terrible live, what do you prefer?
Fuck, that's hard. Well, I would say, let's see, if I'm going to take an example, like Blink-182 is good on record, horrible live. Now, one that's good live and bad on record, that would be horrible. You know what? I think I'm going to say I prefer it when they are good on album. Okay. And not live, because at least then you have like a Beatles type situation where it's like, all right, they're not even focusing on live. Yeah. They're just going to fuck around in the studio and they'll perfect it like that. And then
that's fair.
Like if you're trying to gig and also do crazy music, you have to have like that sacrifice of like, what can I realistically perform? Yeah. And like, if you're not even going to deal with that, or if you're just going to do it badly and I can ignore it, then let me have the albums where you sound amazing.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. My thought, kind of going in the slightly opposite direction, is like, I just love an experience. So there have been several bands that like I've seen live just like opening for somebody, and I'm like, oh, these guys are so sick. Like I'm just gonna get, you know, like a t-shirt or something, and like I go to listen to the album like on the drive home from the show or something like that, and I'm like, this is kind of not great. But I'm like, at least I still have the experience, and I still have like the shirt to remind me of the experience. But I feel like maybe there is a little bit more of a letdown of like seeing a band live that blows you away, and then going to like the studio stuff and being like, it's okay.
And then I also I don't mind when artists are not bad but different live. Like
I think that that's really cool, actually.
Like even going further than just like extending solo bits to where you can jam, like be like, you know, again to hit the Ween, like the Ween well is like they play so many songs in different
I need to put
like,
a Ween counter somewhere in
dude,
the edit.
please, you will join everybody else in my life. Everybody else in my life has a Ween counter above their head for me. Like a band that is able to just do something differently live than what is shown on record. I feel two different ways about it. One, it could be like Zappa, where it's like, just play it the fucking way I know it.
Yeah.
Stop playing it weirdly in a different time signature. Like, let
You're
me
doing
hear
it
how I
weird
want
and
it.
wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then other times I'm like, okay, well, I've heard the record version so many times. What's the point of playing live if you can't like put a little stink on it? You know? So I see it both ways. I think it really depends on what I'm trying to get out of each artist.
Well, and often I feel like that's how a lot of songs kind of evolve, is like you'll write it for the studio and then kind of find the spirit of the song live after the fact, and it kind of like takes a slightly different shape, and I think that that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it didn't quite take a different shape, but the EP songs off the album, we definitely got to take notes from performing them live and be like, all right, what do we want to add to the album version? Like there's backup vocals on Death and Taxes that Royce sings because he was singing them live because he thought that melody sounded cool. So we added it, and you know, I think that's cool. I honestly
do a lot of the same stuff when I'm writing my solo project, where I'll take them to like open mics and things like that, where I'm like in the middle of writing the song, and I'll just play it and kind of like gauge like audience reaction of like, no, this part didn't really hit, or like, ooh, people really seem to like this, just to kind of like it's like market research basically, like live market research of like, we'll see it, we'll do it, see how people like it, and then kind of like tweak based on that, you know.
You've got guts. I can't do that.
I mean, it's open mics. There's a very cool open mic circuit in Detroit where people are just like really chill and non-judgmental. So it's a great spot to just like workshop stuff, and it's so cool. I've got a couple of different friends who run various different open mics around the city.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So my final song of the evening is a band that I discovered at Stoopfest this past year. I would assume you're familiar with Stoopfest.
Yes.
Yeah. So we talked about, excuse me, we talked about that on the Tequila Mockingbird episode, and I ended up running sound for one of the stages this past year when they did it. Oh. And this band is called Action Adventure. They're kind of like a... I was talking about it before with Statements, but they're kind of like an easycore type of band, like modern easycore, and it's so cool. And I had no idea what any of the bands were going to be that I was going to be mixing that day, really, aside from like a couple of the names that I recognized. So I just went in like, all right, we'll see what it is. And these guys blew me away. I like had to buy their CD like right after the set. It was great. So this is going to be Real Juicer Hours by Action Adventure.
Nice name.
There we go.
I heard you had another breakdown! Who cares? You helped me learn to be helpless. I'm the wax to your candle flame as you watch me melt away. Turn the lights off 'cause you're burning bright tonight. Gaslight on, I'm scared
classic.
So much fun.
It was like Mayday Parade if it was good. It was awesome.
That's
That shit was
incredible.
fantastic.
Yeah, those guys blew me away when I saw them, because like, again, just completely expecting nothing. I'm like just doing my job, helping them load in, whatever. We're doing all that, and then like I hear them like just the first song. I was like, holy shit. These guys are awesome.
Yeah, that was great production. Very good performances.
Apparently, it was put out on Pure Noise too, which I didn't realize until just now. But yeah, that one came out last year. They have, I think, one more album that they've put out, which is called Imposter Syndrome. But yeah, these guys are super cool. I'm trying to find where they're from. I need to look that up. Let's see here. On the Pure Noise website, they're from Chicago. Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. I figured that they were somewhere from the Midwest because they had... I knew that they weren't from Detroit, and they had some lyric in one of their songs that was like about being on the road or whatever, talking about staying in Detroit. And so I was like, okay, so they're probably from like the Midwest somewhere, but I didn't know for sure where.
I see.
But yeah, highly recommend that entire album. My other favorite song off of that, I think, is Floor Time.
Floor Time?
Yeah, it's about just laying on the floor in despair, which... we've all had that time in our lives.
Multiple fucking
At
times.
least one, yeah. So how are we finishing this thing off, man?
Well, finishing this off with a band that I love. This is a song called Selfish by Columbus, Ohio's Kill Gosling.
This is so funny because anytime I hear their name or Harper Kill, I always get the two confused for like half a second.
I swear it was so fucking funny that we decided on Harper Kill, and then like 2 weeks later I found Waster by Kill Gosling, and I was like, fuck! But now I've embraced it. I'm just like, I just want to play a show with these guys.
It'd be incredible. I feel like your sounds would like work really well on a bill together.
I love them. I love this band, and if it was possible, I would love to play with them. I'm talking to you, Gosling. I don't know your real name, but yeah, fucking this song is called Selfish, and it is it's just awesome. This is one of my favorite songs of the last like 5 years.
Yeah, I love this whole project. It's incredible. Let's
yeah.
go.
I know you're tired of his gaze, walking the wire while restrained. I never asked for much, but maybe we can raise a glass for once. Caught uninvited over here. I can't stop feeling selfish, but how am I supposed to help it? On the borderline of what's defined and everything you've dealt with. I can't stop feeling selfish, but how am I supposed to help it? And then the weight of your last name, because too much to bury still. I know you can't wake up one day and just let go of the past and jump, but you're getting closer all the same. I can't stop feeling selfish, but how am I supposed to help it? On the borderline of what's defined and everything you've dealt with. I can't stop feeling selfish, but how am I supposed to help it?
What a baller ass move to end your project on that.
Yeah, I love how dirty this production on this whole project is too. Like, it's so noisy in
Yes.
like a great, like very like cathartic way.
I put it up there with the Kudrow EP for like how the noise rock. It's just it's
Yeah.
awesome.
And
yeah.
That I'm so disappointed that I wasn't able to get one of the tapes when they had them made through We're Trying Records.
Yeah.
Like, those were so cool. Look, I love just like the pink on pink look of it. It was so cool.
Did they put this album out? It's not on vinyl, is it?
I don't think so. I think it
Yeah.
was just the cassette tapes that they did.
I would, dude. If they ever put this out on vinyl, I'd buy it 5 times.
We're Trying Records, looking at you guys.
Let's go. We're Trying Records.
I'm actually trying to trying to get the guy behind We're Trying Records on an episode of the podcast here coming up soon. So maybe I will make that request for you, and we'll see if we
Yes.
can find anything.
Please.
It might be a lathe cut or instead of a stamp, but who knows?
I don't give a shit. Just let me put it on a turntable.
Yeah. I also like looking at Kill Gosling's like catalog. I also love the aesthetic style that they have for their covers, where there's that one was obviously off of Waster, which is an incredible project. But before that, they put out Ongoing Bald and Giving Up. And like whatever artist that they're working with, I feel like the aesthetic style is at least the same if it's not the same artist. And I love that style so much. It looks really, really cool.
Yeah, it is fantastic. I love it. It's all very aesthetically pleasing. They know what they're doing.
I think that my favorite song on this album is, or project, I guess it's an EP, is Cow Tools. I think that one's my favorite. But I mean, the entire thing, every time I go and listen to one of those songs, I usually just queue up the entire thing because it's like less than 10 minutes anyway, so why not? They're
Nothing will
very
be
efficient with their songwriting.
100%, and that's what I fucking love. That they're like they went to the Joyce Manor School of Songwriting.
Yeah, I have honestly recently been getting very into the idea of like really short and like efficient songs like that. There's something so interesting to me. Like Liquid Mike is another great example. Almost no Liquid Mike song is longer than like 2.5 minutes, but usually they only have like one chorus and one verse. Like, they're super short, but they're the catchiest rock and roll songs on the fucking planet.
Yes. I am taking Liquid Mike and Joyce Manor are very much influences for my songwriting right now. With
hell yeah.
There's so much, the album has it's a long album,
It is. I was actually surprised the first time I listened to it that it was like almost a full hour worth of, because I mean, even just outside of like short songs type of thing, just in DIY music in general, often albums on the long end are like 40 minutes.
Yeah. Well, there's we had a lot of songs that we wanted to get heard. But, I just fucking forgot.
Talking about efficient songwriting.
Yeah, it's
and
like
being inspired by like Joyce Manor and.
Yeah, we had so many songs
Liquid
that
Mike.
are like 3.5 minutes to like 4, where it's like, it's fun to branch out and do, long solos and like, repeating verses with different lyrics, but it does come to a point where it's like, I'm playing these songs live, dog. I gotta have a little bit of a reprieve. And, I'm the way we operate live is I play rhythm and I sing.
Yeah.
So it's like we're playing Lassitude. We open up most shows with Lassitude now, and that's a 5-minute long song.
Yeah.
And it's taxing, but it's also awesome, which is why I don't mind doing it. But
it's a fantastic opener.
Thank you. See, we did have like some debate about whether to open like the album with a 5-minute long song, but I think it's it plunges you into it pretty good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, but so I think practicing restraint and figuring out how you can make the most out of like 2 or 2.5 minutes rather than like spreading it out to 5. I'm really trying to exercise that and just do my work, do my Joyce Manor homework.
Yeah. It's so funny. I was actually talking about this on an episode a couple episodes back, but Joyce Manor were one that I was really late on. Where like all of their classic stuff came out when I was younger, and I probably should have been aware of them, but I just wasn't. I think it was one of those things where it was like I heard what was it, Catalina Fight Song, I think.
Yeah.
Like I had heard that, like, or at least the first like few bars of it, a million times, but like I had just never listened to it, and I kind of got to the point of like, I think it's too late now. I think it's too late for me to get into this band. And then they released the album, I used to go to this bar this year, and I was like, okay, I'm hooked. I have to go back and listen to all of this. You got me hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. I had a friend in college, Maddie. He had of all things, "I Will Soon Grow Tired," I think, tattooed on his arm, and I was like, fuck, I guess I gotta get into these guys if he's doing this. I listen to their shit. It's awesome. Did you ever listen to 40 ounces to Fresno?
I think I've listened to it once or twice in my like going back and like kind of discovering them for the first time, over the last several months. I think I've listened to it a couple of times.
That's my favorite Joyce Manor one, 40 ounces to Fresno. And
I do think that it's interesting, like on the, conversation of efficient songwriting. I think that there's a few things to that. One, it is fun to just like write a fast or a short song, but I think that to me there's two things to it, which is one, you don't necessarily have to pull an idea faster than its longer than its logical conclusion. And so I think that sometimes it'll make better songs because you're not reaching for that extra thing. But I think that there's also something to the replayability of it, because like you look at a Kill Gosling song or a Joyce Manor song or a Liquid Mike song or something like that, and it's like it's over so quickly that you just hit repeat. And it's like, if I want more, I can get more from it. I'm just gonna listen to it again. I don't necessarily need the song to be 4 minutes so that I can hear the chorus 3 times. I can just listen to the song 3 times and I'll get the chorus 3 times. It's fine. I
agree. I think it's whatever serves the song best is it, depending on what emotion you're trying to get across. I think you can, it's at the end of the day, it's best just to not water down your message and make it as potent as possible. The longer you spread it out, the less potent it'll be.
I think, that's a good takeaway. Is there anything else that you want to mention one last time that you might have coming up? Anything else that you want to say before we sign off for the end of the episode?
No, I don't really have anything to plug other than just like keep an eye out on like our Instagram. We're working on a new shirt design before we start hitting the road. We're not doing any shows like that, but before we start playing some shows again.
You can still call it hitting the road if you want.
We're going to hit 5 individual streets of Grand Rapids. We will hit all those roads. I guess the only thing I just want to say is just thanks for, if you've listened, thank you. It means the world that something that you can work on very hard for and think it'll go nowhere can actually touch people and make them feel something. So it's awesome. Yeah, I think music is the best, and the more people share good music, the better the world will be. So
I agree. And thank you for coming on the show. This has been a blast, dude.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
I had a great time.
Yeah, same. It's been fantastic. Been great talking.
Hell yeah. This has been the Fresh Finds Podcast, the show about discovering new music with good people.
You take the life out of everything and bring us down with your theories on how the world is run. And I get it, I believe you, it's just not the right time. I don't think you're a crazy person, you just got the wrong vibe. How the hell did our conversation get so out of line? You're the biggest loser of all time. The bloat I need to drain out of my side. Biggest loser of all time. You got a deep infection you can't hide.
easy walk, but now it's a climb. There's a time frame to end a friendship when you're side by side. How the hell did our codependency taste like wine? You're the biggest loser of all time. The blood I need to drain out of my side. Biggest loser of all time. You got a deep infection you can't hide. Biggest loser of all time. Crawl back in the hole that you reside. Get together with all of my friends I truly love. Didn't you get the invitation? Oh my god, we're fucked up damn bad.